hold up. If you're a lottery pick right now,
Yeah,
do you think they have less time to prove themselves?
100%. Because I don't see a world. I think a lot of these teams are no longer drafting all potential anytime soon.
No, I don't see it
But I
either.
think a lot of these teams will draft complete talent, like guys who they view as complete talent.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
this all of this could actually kind of speed up the process of teams rebuilding themselves. Because
it's good.
In the NBA,
Mm,
that maybe they're trying to be like the NFL, where it's just like, a team could be worse, and then they replenish during the draft, a couple of free agents, and they're right back in the game.
yeah.
Like that
Well,
turnaround would be nice for the NBA.
some teams are too lazy with the rebuild, bro. Like Washington Wizards been a 5-year rebuild.
Yeah, it's a little bit too long. I know Adam Silver is
Yeah.
working on that because that's not good going into that new TV deal where
Think-
they need the NBA to pop on that television,
Yeah.
boy. They need
The
that shit to
Charlotte
pop
Hornets,
off.
the Charlotte Hornets are on a 5-year rebuild. No excuse.
Yeah, and they have talent. They have talent on their
Yeah.
team, man. Bridges, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is coming through. I see Brandon Miller did he played in the California Classic. He played in Summer
Yeah.
League again. These
But
guys,
Grant
man.
Williams got injured. He's out for the season, so their depth is fucked.
Yeah, they got unlucky with that. You look at Minnesota. Minnesota's competing. They're deep. That team is deep.
Yeah. Bro, even that one kid, Rob Dillingham, he doesn't have the time to really shine.
He doesn't. Oh, my bad. Going back to the Hornets, they have that French kid coming off the bench, the 6th overall
Who,
pick.
diabetes?
What's his name?
Is it diabetes?
I'm not sure. I forgot his name. He's kind of light skinned, French dude, 6th overall pick.
Oh, Salon.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench
Yeah.
on their team. So
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off the bench.
So
a lot of guys.
he's a perfect
Yeah.
example of what we're talking about. 6th overall pick. You come into a team with like 3 other guys already getting all the shots.
Yeah.
So this
4
is
other guys now. You also got Trey Mann.
Oh yeah, Trey. Oh, look at that. Wait, Trey Mann. Let me see. When did what pick is he?
He's from Oklahoma.
But
And he was Trey Mann couldn't get minutes in Oklahoma, mind you.
Oh, he couldn't get minutes in Oklahoma.
No, he was the 18th pick, couldn't get minutes in Oklahoma.
Let me see his draft status. First
He was
round,
the 18th pick overall.
Yeah, 18th pick
Yep.
overall. Wow.
And that's a role player career, and he couldn't get minutes.
So you see, again, the rookies, they're fighting off the star players. They're fighting off the rookies that were in front of them that didn't get the minutes. Now they're coming on. Now they come into the league. They're battling all these guys, and then they're battling the role players that all of a sudden they move to a team, and now all of a sudden they're shining. That's how much talent is coming into the league. And then at the same time, the global pool. You have players coming in from different countries. There's just a lot of. I wouldn't be shocked if in a couple of years someone else opens up a
But I
different
feel like
league.
with the CBA, like for whatever reason, these players shot themselves in the foot. Like I don't know who was representing these players, but they did a horrible job.
They did. They really got finessed by the owners. I think they saw the revenue split. I think it's 51%.
Yeah.
The players, they get the revenue, but the owners is like, we set it up so you might not even be able to cash your checks or even cash out on your value. You look at Julius Randle, you look at John Collins in Utah. There's a lot of players up for contracts where it's like it's questionable if they're gonna get another deal. Brandon Ingram, it goes on and on and on. Some of these guys, it's weird because they're valuable, but they can't cash out because everybody else is like, oh, we're scared of the second apron, which might be an excuse. Being like, imagine if all the owners collaborate and say like, oh, we're not touching the second apron. They're just telling their GMs that, but meanwhile behind closed doors they all say like, yo, none of us is touching that second apron, and that's how they're gonna get that like revenue share to actually swing back their way.
Yeah.
Like it's weird the way I'm telling you, man, the league is gonna be super fucking interesting, man, next couple of years. It's going to be super interesting. And at the same time, they eliminated player movement. They got rid of that.
Yeah.
They got rid of that.
I mean, dude, look at Paul George's contract. I'm going to be honest. Paul George is not a star anymore. I think Paul George isn't that elite of a defender anymore. Paul George isn't that elite of a scorer anymore. And you pay all that money for a guy like that, what's the point? You're better off paying for role players on your team like the Golden State Warriors did. You pay, you buy, you get a shit ton of role players, and the Warriors are the second seed while Philadelphia is on the bottom of their seed conference.
Philadelphia. Like you said, man, the good teams being at the bottom, it's just it's a weird. The league is in a weird spot. Look at Atlanta. They got the top pick, and they just made one move, and they're really, even though people think Trae Young should leave, they're really right back in the game.
I don't see a reason why Trae Young should leave.
Yeah,
I know I
he
wrote
doesn't
an
have to
article about
leave.
Trae Young leaving. Like, I know I wrote an article about Trae Young leaving, but right now, the NBA isn't really settled right now, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't really go based off record right now because there's a lot more breathing room. But like I don't really see a reason for Trae Young wanting to leave.
Yeah,
unless they want him to go. But other than that, I think they put a perfectly sound team around him. Jalen Johnson isn't a talented scorer, but he can do everything else. Ricochet, he's a good role player. Like, I don't really see why he'd want to leave.
Yeah, it wouldn't. One other team we forgot to mention that actually does have a lot of breathing room. Well, in a way, they really don't. The Blazers. What do you think? You think they have enough breathing room for a rookie to come in and get shots up?
No, I think they have a lot of talent, bro.
Man, yeah, they got that center. And Scoot Henderson Scoot is not utilizing his window, man. Scoot's window is a lot shorter than what he thinks. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, unless from that draft class, if you're not Brandon Miller, Wembanyama, you're not Chet Holmgren. I guess Chet Holmgren is not. No, he's not in that rookie class, but he played for the Rookie of the Year that year. So we're looking at 2023 draft NBA. Let me see some players who I could say has really solidified themselves, because I can only name those two really.
See,
if you're not,
go ahead.
If you're not Victor Wembanyama, if you're not Brandon Miller, I don't really see you solidified really like that. Like, I see your window kind of cutting short. Like, I think a lot of role players, like obviously Ben Shepherd of Indiana. I think guys like Keontae George, depending on how he plays in Utah. Right now, he's kind of in and off. Jaime Hawkins and Pods. Those are the only guys I could say has breathing room in the league right now. And they're role players. They're not stars. The only guys I could say star-wise or top 3 lottery pick is Victor and Brandon Miller. Like, those are the clear-cut guys who have breathing room.
True. Wow. And that's not a lot. That's not a lot compared to the talent coming in.
Yeah.
But again,
and the Thompson brothers, I forgot them. They're also on that list.
Yeah, their defense allows them to have that breathing room. And that's where a lot of these lottery picks, they need to come in complete. They better not come in thinking that it's just all about scoring, because that's an easy way to kind of be out of this mix of trying to cash in on your talent.
Because I'm looking at it like Jarris Walker, he's not getting much minutes in Indiana. Jet Howard started to get minutes recently. Anthony Black was on and off. Grady Dick's a role player, a quality sharpshooter. But other than that, it's not much to be crazy or go home about, if that makes sense. Julian Strawther is solid for Denver. And that's about it, really. It's just solid role players, a lot of these guys that have been able to find their roles. I think the most consistent role players, the Thompson brothers, Grady Dick, those are the guys you could say are really consistent role players.
Wow. This is real interesting. Those agents for some of those guys, man, they might be going crazy here, because we're gonna probably hear more of people saying, "Oh, this guy worked out for this team, but he didn't show up for this workout. Oh, he didn't come to this workout." I feel like a lot of players, they're going to be avoiding a lot of teams, man, a lot of teams. Because even right now, let's just check out the standings. Teams
let's say you're a wing player, right? And you have the potential to go to Orlando. Would you want to go to Orlando?
No way.
Exactly.
No way. If I want to maximize my talent, no way.
Because now you're competing with Benchero, clear cut star of the team, right? You're competing with Franz Wagner, a star, and you're competing with Jonathan Isaac, who's another wing guy, who's at this point a veteran who brings a ton of defense, and Jet Howard, who's been able to get minutes. Yeah, you don't have much breathing room.
And what's his name? Black is gonna get minutes too, because he plays good defense, so he's gonna get minutes.
Black's getting minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned him. He's getting minutes now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it like you go to San Antonio. If you go to San Antonio, Pop is gonna not really. Pop doesn't really put players unless like your Wemby level in prime position to get paid like that. You have to go through
No.
you have to develop your whole game.
But even Keldon Johnson on the San Antonio Spurs, he's found his role becoming much more a minimum.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure his agent's not happy about that because
Yeah.
he was almost averaging like 20 a game.
And he was a transition to the rebuild too, mind you. He was
Yeah,
in the DeJounte Murray era.
and then you look at the Pelicans. I mean, even though Zion is probably more than likely not gonna work out, if
No.
you're a young rookie, I don't know if you want to go. Even that team is kind of crowded in a way. They got because they're invested in Zion sells tickets down there, so they're gonna be invested in him regardless. And you're always gonna be like
Yeah.
you never really know who's your teammates. Like, is Zion gonna play? Is he not gonna
Yeah.
play? And when he does
And
play,
when Zion plays, he's having the ball majority of the
yeah,
time in his hands.
majority of the time,
Yeah.
yep. And then you got all those 3-and-D wings down there. It's like,
Yeah. So
oh,
you're playing on the Zion show. It's just what it is.
yeah, the Zion show where you stand on the sidelines
Yeah.
and you don't know if the show is gonna be on time night from night. Like, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's a weird thing down there. I don't know what the hell's
Yeah.
going on.
So okay, let me ask. I think Denver would be the most ideal if you're a role player.
It would be, but let's say if you're a role player where your talent is top 10 in the draft, you're not gonna fall to
Okay,
Denver.
but let's say you're an elite off-ball player, right? Why wouldn't you want to go Denver?
But how are you going to Denver as a free agent? I'm because we're talking about the rookies coming in, having
Lottery picks. Lottery picks.
yeah, going to
Okay,
yeah,
okay, I got
that's
you.
a conundrum. You're top 10, you're top 14. You want to go to a team where you could be put in a position to best maximize your skills to get paid the most, and it's like a lot of the teams that are in that position don't really have breathing rooms. Right now, we just
No,
talked
you're
about
gonna
the
have to
Jazz,
compete.
Blazers, Nets. I mean, that's if the Nets and Blazers. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really Wizards, no Bulls, 50-50. It's like where are you going in today's NBA?
The Bulls depends if they get rid of their veteran talent.
And that's the thing. The CBA locks them up from kind of doing that.
Yeah.
That's what.
Like if you're able to get rid of Vucevic, if you're able to get rid of Lonzo Ball, if you're able to get rid of not even Lonzo really, because I think Lonzo fits with the younger guys because he's trying to find his value back.
Correct.
But Zach Levine and Vucevic and Kobe, would we put Kobe in that conversation?
Kobe's gonna get some minutes and he's gonna get his shots up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But you also got that rookie European kid that's a point guard.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I think he's number 14.
Yes, I believe
He's
so.
gonna be good. He's gonna be all right. I like his wingspan. Yeah. That kid, he could dunk too, man. Like that kid's gonna be all right, man. He's gonna be all right.
What is it? Matas believe. I don't know how to say his name. God bless him though.
Yeah. But hey, as you can see, man, like I don't know if the owners designed this in like this way for like everyone to kind of be fighting, because it looks like right now everyone's fighting for like dollars right now.
Yeah,
it's weird the way the owners kind of situated this, but again, these guys agreed to this. They agreed to this, and I know these owners, they have years and years of people who understand contract language and how to structure things a certain way where you don't see it, you only see it in the back end. And I feel like, the more years pass by, these players are going to be pissed about this new CBA. It's some other shit, man. And the fans don't even understand it. Yeah. Like they made it in a way my bad. They made it in a way where the fans are not even going to be able to keep up with this shit as easy.
Yeah. Bro, they're going to stress over the second apron every time.
I feel like that's an excuse.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an excuse.
I think it's an excuse to make owners continue to be cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an excuse.
These owners don't want to spend. They don't want to spend.
Especially the new owners that purchase the teams for billions. Inflated prices.
Look at fucking Denver. Prime example, right? You win a championship, you lose all the key role players that helped you win. Bruce Brown, you didn't want to pay him, you let him go, right? You let go of Jeff Green, you let go of a lot of your players, but you still keep your top heavy players for whatever reason.
True. And then you could look at Minnesota too. They gave up on
Minnesota.
Towns, and now the fit is kind of clunky. It's kind of clunky, and now you wanna trade in the draft to get more young talent around the team, and it's
Even
like
Milwaukee became cheaper, man. Even Milwaukee is cheaper.
yeah, Milwaukee. Milwaukee, that NFL owner for the Browns, he bought that team.
Yeah, and he's known to be a little cheap.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, these guys, I mean, you know what? You know, it's another thing people overlook now that the teams are going to be running for like 8 billion, 6 billion. They're not going to get like regular billionaires buying these teams. They're looking for companies to come in and buy these teams.
Yeah. Tech real estate companies.
Yeah, and I feel like those companies, like, they're going to come in and completely run those teams like a business.
Yeah.
They're not going to care about no championships. They're not going to, a lot of these companies, they're just going to be looking for return on investments because the league is sort of looking into private equity. And it's like they're not into the business of, you know, competition and making fans happy. The only thing for them is like, it's either, you know, they're making money or they got return on investment or not.
Yeah.
And it's going to change the whole league. It's going to change the whole league. Imagine the players then, now they got to do the CBA. Like, you know, when you see, what's his name, Jaylen Brown and all these guys get together, they're going to be talking to all this venture capital money. Like, that's kind of weird.
And they're going to take a lot of pay cuts in order to build legitimate teams. You're going to see a lot of star players take pay cuts.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that for the past decade. You remember, like, back then, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, they used to take a lot of pay cuts.
Yeah. That hasn't happened in a while, but these guys...
You know, and Jalen Brunson really opened the door up for that again.
He has, but we also looking at the way how the Boston Celtics going to play out, because no one really took a pay cut. Everyone kind of got paid, and we want to see how, you know, how that really plays out. How long are they going to pay that tax? Because I think next year they're going to start losing. They're not going to lose a pick, but I think their draft pick in the first round 7 years out is automatically going to be pushed to the back.
Yeah, so, but I think a guy like Kristaps Porzingis will probably eat the shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna last that long on that team. But hey, if they keep winning, I think they're gonna keep it together.
Especially like considering Porzingis is at the peak of his career, so it's all head down after this. He's what, 28, 29?
Let me see.
He's the same age as Towns. I know that they're both from the same class.
Let's see, KP.
But they're 2015 class, so he's at his 10th year in the NBA, which, god damn, time passes by fast.
Yeah, KP, yeah, he does. Fuck. Yeah.
Fuck. Even, bro, you watch this guy develop. Time passes by quick.
Yeah, KP, man, he spent a lot of time injured, too. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, this was good, man. Like, it's almost like we discovered in real time, like, how things are gonna kind of shaping in this new NBA. I would say in this new technocratic streaming NBA. See.
And I think it removes the mask off the NBA, to be honest with you. Like the whole idea of NBA being that friendly, like player-friendly league, I think it's just revealed to be bullshit.
Oh, it's always been bullshit because there's no such thing as that in business.
There's no such thing as player-friendly leagues. There's no such thing as worker-friendly companies. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone got $1.
Yeah,
you know, everyone wants to make an extra $1.
That's always been my thing with Adam Silver, man. This whole like, you know, playing like the nice guy role, but that's a role he's only doing on TV. Those contracts say otherwise.
He's a capitalist.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say he works for the owners.
No, 100%, bro. The owners make sure he's paid, right? They're the ones who make sure, like, I'm saying, as long as the owners like him, he'll always get paid.
Yeah, facts.